Lou, you're working Monday, 7 to 9.
So finally, they got Kevin on Legion of Skanks, which is another Riotcast Network podcast.
Is it? It's not Legion of Skanks.
Oh, no, they left. They left to go to Antwerp.
They're
They
in
used to be.
Cumia.
They went to Cumia.
Yeah.
And this is at Creek in a Cave here in Queens, is that? Or Long Island
Yeah,
City?
no, they do a
City.
show on Tuesday at the Cumia Studios, and they do a show Wednesday,
Creek in the
Cave.
And it was live. Also, you could not only listen to it while Kevin was burping, but you could also watch it on the Cumia Network, which Gina was monitoring Kevin's activities.
Was that free, or was that you had to pay for that?
No, it was free.
It was free?
Yeah.
Because now you have to pay for it, right? If you want to go back and listen, you
Probably
have to subscribe.
behind the paywall. We'll end up doing that with our show.
It's so weird. It's so weird.
You know, here's why Kevin thinks it's weird, because Kevin did not get to speak.
I know.
No, not the
90%
show.
of the
Like
time.
all their thing. Like I said, do you guys have sponsors? And they said no, but we get paid by Cumia, the subscribers. But then they
took a break.
But then they said they get 2 free ones. Like I listened to the announcements, they get 2 free ones. They have all these like different things. Like if you sign up for $6.99 a month, then you get 2 free Legion of Skanks.
Oh.
But you don't get that. It's just all this like a lot of fucking
rules.
So
Jimmeroll.
Explain me the Legion of Skanks. Who is on that? That's Big J. That's Luis. I'm sorry.
Louis Gomez. And Dave.
Louis J. Gomez.
Louis
Or
J.
Louis
Gomez.
J. Is it Louis J.
Louis.
Gomez?
Yeah.
And-
It goes by Louis J. Gomez or Louis Gomez?
Whatever. It's Louis. It's Louis Gomez.
And Dave Smith. You sat next to a host for the entire show. You didn't know his name? Nice.
Dave. I like Dave.
Dave Smith. I like Dave Smith.
No,
He's a
Dave
good
wasn't
guy.
the host. Jay was the host.
Jay,
It's the 3
Louis,
of them.
and Dave.
Yeah.
It's all
That's
3
the
of
Legion
them.
of Skanks.
Yeah.
And you had a little
Yeah.
audience. And who was there? Phil Oakley was there?
No,
No,
Gil,
Phil.
Gil Bravo.
Gil Bravo was
Gil
there.
Bravo.
Yeah, he came up to me afterwards. He goes, hey, I'm Gil Bravo. I'm like, I'm Kevin Brennan 666. Like we're both undercover agents.
Gil Bravo does sound like an undercover agent.
No, but that's not his real. That's not his real
Name?
That's not his Twitter name.
No, his Twitter name.
What's his Twitter name?
I'll get that for you. But
I
keep
have it.
talking. How was that? So you didn't get
So
to
what
say
happened?
much, huh? That's upsetting.
Tell us about it, Kevin.
Yeah, tell us about your experience.
No, I want Lennon to ask me questions.
I'm going to ask a question, but I'm going to find Gil Bravo's.
What did Gil Bravo have to say? He was
His
just happy to see you.
Gil Bravo's Twitter is at Gilly Bats.
Yeah, Gilly Bats. Yeah.
Gilly Bats are on Instagram. Bob the Duck.
Who? What?
At Bob underscore da.
No, so
underscore
here's
duck.
the thing. Here's the thing. So when he came up to me, he said, "Oh, I'm Gil Bravo." So I said, "Oh." So then it hit me like, because they don't. It was like they have like 10 people there in the audience or whatever, but they don't address them. Like if I wouldn't, I thought they were just like hangers-ons and stuff.
Yeah.
So
Like
I would have
friends of
said, or I
friends.
would have said, is anybody here to see me or whatever? But here's the
You
fucked up
should've.
thing. Here's the fucked up thing. Like I'm not an egomaniac, but I'm new to this.
Really?
Liz, if you were close, I'd punch you right in the face.
She's absolutely
I'd
right.
punch you right in the face.
Let's
Liz.
go, Kevin. Let's fight.
Let's go.
So anyway, so I didn't know that. So I just got there. I had already done a set. I was like running late to get there, and they were all waiting for me. So then I don't know. Ask me a question.
You look
'Cause
miserable. That was the point.
No, here's
we were
the thing.
watching
No,
him-
here's the thing.
Oh, what?
Here's the
Yeah,
thing.
what happened? Ask me a question.
Here's the
Okay.
thing. If you have a guest, be curious about the guest. You know what I mean? Like we haven't had a guest, but we'll probably have a guest on Monday on Sirius.
Sirius.
Yep.
And I already know what I'm going to ask them. So they invite me because they said, Louis J. Gomez. Can you say Louis? Can I just say Louis?
Yes.
Yeah, Louis.
So Louis says, oh, all our fans want you that you're the most requested guy we've had lately.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, yeah, because we've only been on the air for 2 months.
Yes.
What's that point?
No, just to the reason they've been asking for me lately because our podcast just started.
It's new.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay. So I think they're going to come on and I'm going to be able to talk whatever.
You'll be the highlight of the show.
So I go there, and then Jay is out and back, and then he's like, yeah, I heard your podcast is doing good. So I think it's going to be but I can almost tell by Jay's reaction, like we he wasn't like that excited to see me. Like we're friends, but he wasn't like,
Yeah.
thanks for coming out. He was basically like,
Oh.
this is what we
Kevin,
do.
what's up?
We did one yesterday. We'll do one today. We'll do one tomorrow. We really don't give a fuck.
Well, that's kind of Jay, isn't
Yeah.
it? It's the Jay being excited is like, hey, that's interesting,
Yeah. So then right away, I know it's like whatever. It's like I don't want to go out there. I don't the point is I did the podcast because he said, all our fans want you to come on. So I come on, but then they don't fucking talk to me. They don't. It's not the show. The show's not about me. Not at any point. Not at any point was it like they didn't ask about the podcast. They didn't ask about how it started. At the very, very end, they go, "Oh, we heard you might be getting something at Sirius." Right. You know, I think they have some at Sirius too. I don't know. But anyway, they're like, "Oh, at the very, very end." And I was like, I tweeted Liz, or I texted Liz at halftime because they take a break. I said, I'm just gonna leave. She goes, "Don't leave." She's like my fucking conscience and/or mother. So she's like, "Don't leave," because I like to make a fucking stink. You know, if I feel like I'm being disrespected, which is always. So I'm like, I'm just gonna leave, because then they'd be like, "Where are you going?" I'm like, well, you guys. I was like Mana. I was like the equivalent. I was like the equivalent of Mana. Like I would say something, and then even if it got a laugh, I would say something, and then they'd look at me like,
"Who the fuck are you?
Who's this?" And then go back to talking about dicks and pussies.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't have done a show except they said Legion of Skanks. Because the Legion of Skanks basically tips you up that it's like it's not the classiest show. Like they're not going to be talking about William F. Buckley and fucking Henry Kissinger.
Yeah.
Because those guys are not considered skanks.
Oh my God.
William F. Buckley.
Kevin, have you read the latest bestseller? That's not what's on that
so
show.
I'm like, just ask me about the show or whatever. So and then after the break. So after the break, I'm like, okay. So then after the break, and I listened to this because I taped the show just to see if I said anything that I could maybe use in my act, or if there's a lawsuit pending or whatever.
Yeah.
So when I got home, or the next day, I listened to I listened to where I knew I said something that I maybe could use in my act, because I did a joke about, I've done this in different ways, but I said, like, women, because it was the day Donald Trump came out with the thing about, women should be incarcerated if they commit abortions, if they have abortions, and even if it becomes illegal, which is never going to happen anyway. So then I said, women always say, my body, it's my body, it's my body, until they get pregnant, then it's our baby.
Right.
So they all laughed at that.
Yep.
The audience laughed, and I said, that was said by Kevin Brennan, 666.
Right.
Misery, because I want to get credit. Here's another thing. It's four guys talking, so you don't even know who said what.
Right.
So my voice sounded a little different, but it's still four guys talking. So then even after I said that, and it got a laugh, and I basically punctuated like, let's make it about me for a half a second.
Nope.
They go right back to Luis Gomez goes like, oh yeah, they took a picture of my dick on Cumia's show because I took a picture and blah. I'm like, so I don't remember exactly how it happened, but then when I listened to it the next day, I'm like, no wonder I was pissed. No wonder I was just like, are you guys serious? Like, it was never about me. And here's another point.
What's the matter?
Here's another point. If I was famous, they would have never acted like that. Not in a million, quadrillion years. So these guys act like they're edgy.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh. Okay. Hi, Ava.
Hi.
So these guys act like they're... These guys...
That's Ava's model. Oh. Ava's she paints, and that's her
model. So they act like... These guys act like they're so edgy... But if fucking what's his face? What's the director's name?
Apatow.
Judd Apatow.
If Judd Apatow. I'm just saying him because he was there last night. And didn't he just do something with Jay Oakerson? Didn't they work on something together? I thought I read.
Jay was in no, he was in Crashing. He did the pilot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The Pete Holmes project.
Yeah. So if Judd Apatow was there, it would be all about Judd Apatow.
Yep.
So here's another thing. Like, I don't think they ever heard our podcast, so they don't know what it is. They think it's like the same dumb podcast that everybody else does. We're like, guys talking about their dicks. What's your dick look like? Me and Lenny should just put our dicks out so we just get it over with.
Please don't.
No, just be like, okay, that's Lenny's dick and that's my dick, and then we don't have to talk about it.
We never have to talk about it. That's fine.
No, that's why such a like. I hate to be nice to Liz for any reason.
Oh boy.
But it really is a blessing that Liz is here. Just that, because I told you that from the beginning, Lenny. We're gonna need a woman in here because it can't just be two guys talking. Because then after a while, it becomes like the same shit. So when a woman's there, just like women change the fucking dynamic of the conversation, whether subconsciously or consciously, because you have a tendency to, if it's a bunch of guys and I'm talking about shoplifting and your dick.
And we covered shoplifting last week.
Yes, I love the way he explains it to me. Like, I disagreed with him at some point. I did not ever disagree with him. You know,
I'm just going
like, this is what I told. This is why I argued with Lenny at the beginning. That's the subtext.
Yeah.
No, I was like, okay.
No, you didn't say okay. You said
this is my decision making on Let's Get Liz. Okay, let's get Liz.
No, we didn't get Liz. We didn't get
that
Liz.
Was it.
We didn't get Liz for that reason. I said we need to get a woman because otherwise it's going to be like just too many dudes talking.
Right, and then I go, who do you want? He goes, let's get Liz. I go, okay, let's get Liz.
Okay,
and that was the end of the discussion.
First of all, I think you're hypnotized because Liz.
What?
We didn't even get Liz. We got Liz by accident because Monica couldn't come in, so Liz was not even on our list.
No,
of people to get.
You're out of your mind.
list.
You literally said to me, I go, who do you want? You said, how about Liz? And I go, okay, great, that's great. Let's get Liz.
Liz
and that's exactly how it happened.
We only got Liz because Mana wasn't here.
No, but I mean,
JV
we said,
Mana.
and we just kept Liz. Whatever you said, let's
No,
get Liz.
I'm saying from the beginning, I was concerned about us not having a woman on the show. Okay. And you said Bobby said just me and you, and then you said Mana, and then we got Mana for a couple weeks, and then she couldn't come in, luckily, so then we got Liz, and people like Liz, so blah blah blah. The point is, if it's just because I said the same thing that they said for Seinfeld when they first started Seinfeld, they made the pilot,
right?
And somebody said you can't just have 3 dudes talking, you need a woman because otherwise it degenerates into a fucking dumb conversation.
Right.
Guys talk, and eventually it's going to talk about it's going to get to talking about their dick.
You know what? You're the head of programming now. That's right.
Everywhere?
Everywhere. Everywhere.
In life.
Kevin was responsible for Seinfeld. He was responsible for Liz on this show.
No, I just pay attention to things because I'm not busy looking at the Yankees roster for that fucking game that night.
April 4th is gonna Monday, opening day.
And he's like, sorry I was late. I was watching the pregame to see what Michael Kay had to say about the new Yankees reliever that they just signed to a 40-day contract.
I just got asked to go to that game by the great
really?
Tom Papa. Yes, and I said,
my God.
I can't that day because 1, it's going to be 40 degrees, and 2, I have to prepare for this big show I'm doing on Sirius Radio with Kevin. No, I got to prepare for that show.
What do you mean prepare?
I got to write all these notes out. What are we going to talk about for 2 hours? I got to make sure our guest gets there.
Unless King Jerry's going with you, you're not going. If it's just Papa, forget it.
Opening day.